One of the biggest determining factors about how fast you'll make progress in your life and how much progress you'll make in your life is how you view mistakes. Now, I've made a crap ton of mistakes in my life. I've pretty much made a mistake in every little thing you can make a mistake in. But mistakes aren't what make failures. They aren't what make people who lose. Mistakes, if anything, are actually what make winners. And that's what I'm going to be talking about in this video. Your mindset around mistakes is one of the biggest parts of your life, because no matter who you are, mistakes are going to happen to you. You're going to make mistakes, other people are going to make mistakes, and you're going to have to learn how to deal with them. So how do you deal with mistakes properly? How do you handle them properly? Well, first off, you view them as an opportunity to grow. A mistake isn't something that says, well, this isn't for me and I shouldn't do this anymore, because that's what most people would view a mistake as. A mistake means, okay, I made a mistake. Now how can I not do it again in the future? See, like right there, I just made a mistake, which was I forgot to give my dad back his camera. So he had to come down and interrupted my filming and I had to give it back. But now I know in the future, I don't see that as like, oh my God, now I just shouldn't film for today. It's, well, that's okay. I made a mistake. Next time I'll make sure I give it back sooner. And I'll make sure I don't hang on to it for as long. Mistakes are opportunities to grow. Mistakes are such a place to learn, because you can read books, you can watch courses, you can do the things that you do to learn, and that's really good because that gets your foot in the door. But where you really start to learn, and pretty much everything, is by making mistakes. You can watch videos on playing basketball, you can watch videos on driving, you can watch videos on doing these things, but you learn by doing it. You learn by getting on the court and getting dunked on. Not many people are dunking on you if you're a little kid, but like you get in the court and you have people win, you have people yell at your face, calling you trash, you get into a car, you make a few mistakes, and then you learn, you get better. And then the next time you go, you're like, all right, I let that guy get too many shots on me. I let him get past me too much. He kept cutting to my right. That must mean that my right defense is bad. Let me move more to that side. Let me move more to the other side. That's what mistakes are. They're these big areas where you can grow and you can learn so much. And this is a little side ramble because I know a lot of you people who are watching these videos are like trying to quit bad habits, trying to stay off porn, video games, all these things. And the truth is, if you fail, if you go back to a bad habit one day, if you do something that you didn't want to do, don't get super mad at yourself. Because then what ends up happening is you associate that habit and you associate yourself trying to refrain from that habit as bad. You view it as punishment, and then you don't want to stay away from the habit anymore because it makes you feel worse about yourself when you end up going back. So instead, see it as an opportunity to grow, as we just mentioned. See that failure as like, what did I do wrong? Maybe I wasn't present enough. Maybe my mind wasn't clear, which caused me to just get caught up, and like I was stressed out, which made me want to play some video games or made me want to do some drugs. Step back, look back, and just like see what you did wrong and admit it. That's the thing, is our society nowadays doesn't want to promote honesty. And that's with everyone. Like, you're probably not a 100% honest person. I'm probably not a 100% honest person. But reality is, the only way you actually grow in life is by trying to be as honest as possible, which is really hard to do. It's really hard to do because you can't be honest about everything, because sometimes that will actually make your life a little bit worse. But with yourself, maybe not with other people all the time, but with yourself, you should always be honest. So when you actually mess up, when you actually fuck up, it's okay. It's fine. You're better than that. You'll do better in the future, but admit it to yourself, admit you made a little bit of a mistake, and see what you can do to not do it again. And that's how you make the most growth. No matter who you are and at what stage you are at trying to make your life better, you're gonna make mistakes. I make mistakes literally day in and day out. I miss meditations, I procrastinate doing work, I push off going to the gym because I'm trying to do something else for a while till it becomes late at night. Then I end up working out and ruining my sleep because I had to work out late, and then my heart rate's up when I get home, and then my blood pressure, whatever. I make mistakes all the time. And I have been making mistakes for the past however many years that I've been trying to get my life better, and I've been trying to do these habits that I'm telling you guys about. But you don't see me here worse off because of my mistakes. You don't see me here living the life I used to be living because of the mistakes I made back then. The mistakes were, to me, signs of progress. Because if I made a mistake doing something that I previously wouldn't have even done, say I made a mistake meditating, well, I wouldn't have even meditated before. So that's still progress. Well, if I made a mistake going to the gym, I used to not even work out. So that's still progress. That's still a sign of growth. That's the thing, is that everyone's been told that you shouldn't make mistakes. That mistakes mean you're doing bad at something and that you should change what you're doing. Mistakes don't always mean that you should change, pivot, switch all the things you're doing. Mistakes simply mean that sometimes there's just a little problem that needs patching. I was talking to my mom the other day about how you can have a big ship, you can build up a huge ship, and a little hole can cause the ship to slowly sink. And sometimes you think that means you need to get on a lifeboat, go build a new ship, go reframe everything and make a whole new ship with a better structure, a better interior, whatever. And that might be what you have to do. Or you simply just need to go down, patch up the hole, take out the water that's in, and your ship is still floating. And that's what a mistake is. It's a little hole. Now that hole, if you dwell on it and you think it's the thing that's going to make the rest of your life terrible, then yeah, that little hole can flood your entire ship. Now all of this is way easier said than done. That's just the truth, because everyone goes through those times where they just can't admit to themselves that they messed up. We like to beat around the bush and say, well, it wasn't a mistake because this person said it wasn't a mistake. And actually, it doesn't really count because of it. Be honest. That's really one of the best tips to stop making such dumb, stupid little mistakes, is to be honest with yourself when you do make one. Because it's going to happen, you're going to do it, and when you do, be honest with yourself. Just be like, that was a stupid mistake. I shouldn't have made that. Why did I make that? Okay, how can I fix that? That's the whole thing. That's the mindset you need to have. Because yeah, you hear online all the time that mistakes are rooms to grow. You see little TikToks. Use your mistakes as an opportunity to grow. And it's got like some person with a Lamborghini that's not theirs and they're like flexing in the gym and stuff. But no one explains why or like how. They just say mistakes are room to grow. And as I said, the mindset you need to have is that you patch up, all you're doing is you're patching up holes in a ship. You're not seeing one little hole and being like, okay, this ship is bad, I'm gonna go get a new one. You're just fixing up little holes because it happens. There's little things. The wood starts to get moldy, so you have to fix it. There's little things that always seem to happen, which is like completely normal no matter where you're at. Now, the quality of your mistakes, as I was mentioning earlier, is what is determining whether or not you're actually making progress. Things I used to be making mistakes on 2 years ago are not even nearly as close as the things I make mistakes on now. So that's the thing, is that everyone makes petty little mistakes, but it's the quality and the type of mistakes that are determining where you're at and whether or not you're actually getting farther in life. So that's something to look down. I used to track every one of my mistakes in like a big booklet that I had. And I would literally write down when I made a mistake, what I did wrong, how I can fix it. And that forced me to be honest. Now, again, as I said, it's not good to dwell on it. So I'm not going to like look back at those mistakes I made 2 years ago and be like, oh my God, okay, this one, I can't believe I did. Like, no. You write it down in the moment so that you can be honest with yourself and you forget about that. You write it down, you reflect on it, and then you forget about that. You don't keep being like, okay, but what could I have done better? And like, I shouldn't have done it. It's not like anything's going to change. Thinking about that, thinking about how, oh, I shouldn't have made that mistake. Is it going to make you go back in time? Are you going to be able to travel back and not make the mistake? No. So all you're doing is you're making your present self, the only self that you actually have, worse. So all you can really focus on isn't even necessarily how you can stop yourself from making mistakes in the future, but how you can stop yourself from making mistakes now. If you want to see more videos like this, go down and click on the subscribe. My name is Adam Blondin. I literally just make these videos to help young men live better lives. I just try to make these videos because I know that a lot of young guys are suffering, and you might be one of them, and I just want to help you out. And on that note too, if you want to get a free skills guide of like 10 little skills, I promise this isn't some sales funnel or anything. I have a link in the description. You give me your email, I give you this PDF, and that way I can send you advice, and if anything ever happened on YouTube, I would have a way of getting in contact with you. And have a wonderful day. See you guys in the next one.